Welcome, students. We'll begin our program shortly. In the meantime, do invite your friends to join us. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings and a very good morning. I bid to our fellow students who are watching now on YouTube Live. My name is Aimuni Balqis, binti Ruhaizan, Secretariat of Academics and Mobility for Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar, and I am your moderator for today. Welcome to a virtual mobility sharing through the lens of mobility students. Ladies and gentlemen, this mobility sharing program is an event collaboration between Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar, MPP, and Buddies Association UPM. This program aims to promote mobility programs to all UPM students and increase public interest in studies opportunities abroad. Fellow students, are you an aspiring traveler who craves journeys far from home? Do you have what it takes to live day by day without the comfort of the people you love? Tonight, we have two intrepid panelists who were successfully involved in a mobility program to share their journey living as a student abroad. If you have any questions to ask our panelists, feel free to ask in the comment section of this YouTube live. So, the first panel is a student of Bachelor of Science in Human Development with honors from the Faculty of Human Ecology. She was given the opportunity to study at Jeonbuk National University, South Korea, in her third and fourth semester. Please welcome Nithyalakshmi Sivanison.
Hello, good evening everyone. My name is Nitya and yeah,
Okay, hello Nitya. So, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
All right, I'm doing great. Okay, I bet the audience can't wait to meet you. So, can you introduce a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hello, my name is Nithyalakshmi Sivanesan. You can call me Nitya. I'm studying Bachelor's of Science in Human Development in third year right now. And I went to Jeonbuk National University in Korea for 2 semesters since 2021 July till 2022 July. So it was a year in Korea.
All right, awesome. So, Nitya, my first question for you is where did you learn about mobility programs and what inspires you to apply for that specific program?
All right. So for before that, I would like to share my screen. So all right. So I guess everyone can see my slide right now. So let me bring you to the journey of myself to Korea. So let's start. So, okay, as for the question, I would like to say that for this program, actually, to know about mobility itself, I actually know what this program, especially like going to Korea, was through my friend. Actually, because we were during like at home in COVID, right? We were in MCU, so that time I saw my friends, some of them applying for this mobility program, and when I asked about it to my friend, and my friend told me that you can actually find more information in Putra UPM, which is I've given the website here itself. So in there you can go to like for the information you can go to mobility section and then click go to outbound, and then you will get general informations about mobility itself, like what are the things you have to do and so on. But right below this that page you can see that there's a telegram link where you can actually join to find more about the mobility programs. So in my case, like I did also saw like an advertisement about this program at that time, because they really did want make like students to go for mobility, especially during at that time because it was MCO. So there were like many programs like students who couldn't go because of the restrictions and so on. But this program was still available at that time, and because the cases were in our country was like okay, so there was like they were allowing people to go to overseas in the name of like studying or like education or like work purposes. So that is why I actually applied, and yeah, I got into this program. And as for me, what inspired me to apply is actually these are like the main four reasons. Because of that, like we like for me, sometimes yes, I like to be to myself, but some it was a long time for me because couldn't even go, and my classes were on online for my faculty. So I just wanted to like I thought this would be a good opportunity for me.
Okay, guys, I hope you guys can wait for a bit. There's some internet problems.
Is it okay? Can you hear me
Okay.
now?
Yeah, it's okay, Nitya. Yeah.
Okay, so for the second reason is because I wanted to make new friends and memories. Like it doesn't matter which country it was. Like for my case, like because I'm coming from human ecology, so I when I look into my faculty, there was not much choices for me to go out other than like a UPM's mobility, because there for some faculties they even have faculty mobility, but for faculty ecology, human ecology, there was not much. So I thought like, okay, it doesn't matter as long as I wanted to get into a mobility program, so it could be a very good thing for me to make like new friends from different countries and also make good memories. So that was the second thing to inspire me. And third thing, because of it, the thing Korea itself, because I got into like the knowing about Korea itself like since 6 years ago. I was watching Korean dramas and like K-pops, and that is how I got to know about Korea. So I was actually like fantasizing that someday I should go to Korea, and I thought that this would be a very good opportunity for me to go. And because as a tourist, you can go to Korea, but it will be you can't stay there for a long time because you have this restrictions like as in the visa and so on. But if you go as a student, you can stay there for at least like 6 months to up to a year or 2 years, as long you are studying there. So I thought as a student that would be a very good chance for me, not just to travel but also study at the same time, so I can get a new experience like studying in overseas. So last but not least, yes, to gain experience and learn to be independent, because I believe like if you are studying in our home country, like we have the dependency like being with our parents and so on. So for me to get out of my comfort zone, I thought that this would be a very good opportunity for me, because in the end, like we do know that at one point in our life that we should like have to be somehow independent. So this would be like a good chance for me to use it. So that is one of the things that inspired me to go to Korea.
All right, that sounds amazing. And I actually gained a lot from what you said just now about the website, about the Telegram link channel. And I'm pretty sure a lot of students, they didn't know about that. And I hope that they did get to know about the Telegram channel and websites more. All right, so move on to the next question. So can you share with us the processes that you have to go through to apply for this exchange program?
Yeah, sure. So as for the processes, these are some of the things that I went through as for this mobility program. So definitely for any mobility program, it doesn't matter. First, definitely you should gain information about the program itself. And if like as like I said earlier, like if you go to the Telegram page, like or Telegram like group, you will get lots of information about different mobilities from your faculty and from as in UPM itself, and for like undergraduate and postgraduate as well. So for the application, you have to go to the UPM mobility website and you have to apply that you whichever program you want to go. And like definitely it will be actually you will be shortlisted by the mobility department itself. So they will look into your academic performance, and like maybe if you have like extra curriculums like maybe like leadership, or if you're in like if you're active in sports or something, that would be a very good factor for you to be chosen. So once you are chosen, you will get an email. Then after that you email, so then only you will like actually can apply for the mobility university itself. So like you will like you will get into a meeting, and you will get introduced to the mobility department of the university that you want to go. So then you will get the after done with the meeting, you will communicate with the department head itself like through emails and stuff. So you will get the application from there. So once you get the application, you will do the application for it, but it does take some time because they will look into every criteria again. Then definitely once you have done that, they will you can apply for funding. So that because like UPM have a certain quota for like every students who are going for mobility, but I'm pretty sure that it's for almost every mobility, but it's the budget is different according to how many students do you go, like going for the group, I mean going for the mobility, and which country are you going, and so on. So but definitely you will get some funding from UPM itself. So then after that, because it takes time, so you have to apply like at least 2 to 3 months earlier, so you'll get approved from UPM, and you will get it like before the day you go to the country itself. So the fourth thing is, you will, after getting the admission letter, because like after you apply in the university website, it takes about like 2 to 3 weeks for the processing and stuff. So then you will get the admission letter. So definitely once you get the admission letter, that is when you can actually apply for student visa itself. So it doesn't matter for whichever countries, like as a student, if you're going, you have to apply for student visa. But there's like, I think for like a long term student visa or like a short term or something like that, but it depends on country again. So yeah, for my case, because we went in like a student exchange program, so we did have a visa for like student exchange itself, like not as a like permanent student who's like studying there for 3 to 4 years, but just as an exchange program. So our visa just lasts for like 6 months. Yeah. So then if you're like extending, you still have to extend your visa as well. So last but not least, definitely you should do all the preparation needed. Like for my case, because when we went to Korea, we had to do like a medical checkup, because Korea has the restrictions for like tuberculosis. So you have to do tuberculosis checkup. So once you have done with that, then you have to like prepare all the documents and stuff. This is after definitely like you already some things like for medical checkup, like for Korea, you have to do it before you apply for the visa itself. Like you have to go to the visa, like the embassy, to submit the documents, right? They will definitely ask for a medical checkup, but not for every other country. So you can check into the regulations and stuff for the country you want to go. So this is just for Korea in general. So after you have done that, then you just have to like pack your things and you can fly.
All right, thank you. So that was very informative, the way how you explained like step by step of all the processes from before getting to Korea to visa and to actually prepping before you went for your flights. So the next question would be, when you were accepted for this mobility program, what did you hope to learn during your exchange?
To be honest, like I would say that I did not expect much when it comes to this program, because like I do know that whatever like I'm going to go through there, it's going to be something new, and I really hoped it was fun, but indeed it was fun actually, because like I really learned a lot. If I'm like if just being in UPM, because like definitely like if you're studying in your home country, like there is some comfort in the way you are, like sometimes you be with your parents, or like you have your own circle of friends, or like you have your own
All right, guys. So we're facing a bit of internet connection problems. So I hope that you guys can stay with us for a while. Meanwhile, while we're getting Nita back. So I hope that you guys can wait for us for a while. So if you guys have any questions to ask to our panelists today, you guys are encouraged to ask now, because we'll be picking some questions from the comments to ask to them. Okay? Okay, so it looks like Nitya is back. So are you okay, Nitya?
Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
All right.
So, yeah, as for what I was saying earlier, so I actually did not expect much when it comes to this program, actually, because all I wanted is just like I wanted to go out and just like have fun, because I just thought that this would be a very good opportunity. But indeed, to be honest, like I really learned a lot when it comes to that. I think the only thing, the least I wish is that, because like I always wanted to like learn Korean. So in the end, definitely, because when I went to Korea itself, I took the language course, and then I get to speak with the teachers and the people there. So that was like something I was so happy about. So that was, maybe that was something that I could say that I hoped for. But other than that, is most of the things that I experienced was something that I did not expect to happen. So yeah, that was one of the big thing that I could say that I hope for.
All right. Thank you, Nitya. Okay. So I have like another question. Oh, before that, when you mentioned about you did learn a new language when you learned about Korean, I took Korean last semester. I'm pretty sure like it was not an easy process of learning. The differences between learning and communicating with the people there are actually very different. So it was a really big thing for you, and I'm glad that you managed to handle it very well while communicating with them and surviving there. Okay,
Thank you.
so my next question is there anything about your mobility program that scares or worries you?
To be honest, I would not say that, like, if I didn't get worried or something for 100%, that is like definitely not true, because like I was like actually have to like apply, like as in like the process itself, because it really took about like 3 months, I would say. But that did not actually give me a fear, but something I took it as an experience. Like I saw that in a positive light, so I just thought that okay, this is something that I should go through, as if I wanted to do something, because I realized that okay, I do want to go for mobility, so these are something that I have to go through. So it doesn't matter if it's a success or failure or whatever, because we were really at that point, I still remember we were on the edge, because we didn't even know that, like at that point, like whether our visa would get approved. Or at that time we also had this thing called MTP, I think. It's like something that you have to apply before, if you want to go to overseas, and if it's rejected you can't go actually. So you have to do the application till it gets accepted. Because I do have a friend who, her process was actually rejected twice, so she had to apply like 3 times in the end, then only her process was accepted. So that was one of the big thing as well. And definitely we were worried about COVID itself, because if you had COVID you can't travel again. So this was like definitely a very big fear at that time, because right now it's a different situation, because it doesn't matter, like all it's like open and there's no like quarantine process and stuff. But at that time we were also afraid, because we had to do like 2 weeks of quarantine. So that is a very big obstacle we did came up, because like there's like many people applied in the end, but some of them who couldn't even come because they had like close contact COVID. And because some of the thing, like in the end, like they couldn't match up with their academic preparation and stuff like that. So, and for mobility, there are many people who might be thinking that, oh, if I'm going for mobility, I have to think about how should I extend my semester, and will it affect my graduation and stuff like that. I do understand that concern, but it's definitely like my case. Like I did know that it's like going to be something like I have to expect. But then I do know that, but this sacrifice that I'm making definitely will make a very big difference in my life and as a person itself. Because the thing that I really learned in being as a mobility student, that is something that I don't think I would ever get it if I didn't go there. So I feel like you just maybe extending my semester, like maybe for 1 or 2 semesters for graduation. I think it does matter for some people, yes. But if you don't really mind about it, then I will say that please take the opportunity to go and have a experience studying overseas, because I think that would even help you in the future, like if you want to make a decision of studying overseas. So this is something like a pre-preparation or something, so that you will know, even if it's not the same country, if you're going to another country, that would be like a good experience. You will know how to accommodate yourself in a different country. So yeah, that is what I would like to say.
Yeah, so we can see that Nitya's journey of getting to Korea was not as easy as we thought first, and then like we, in order to get something, we actually have to sacrifice something big also. So it was actually a once in a lifetime experience. And okay, so now we're finally at our last question. So before asking my last question to Nitya, do ask more questions if you guys want, like if you guys have any inquiries about her exchange journey. Okay, so my last question for you is, what is your favorite part during your stay in Korea?
Okay, for that again, because I came out earlier, so my screen is not shared. So I'll share the screen again for it. Alright, so yeah, my favorite part during the stay, which is my life in Korea itself for a year. So definitely, I really enjoyed the 4 seasons in Korea. Like as you can see in the picture, it's like from summer to autumn to winter and to spring. So like since I said I was there from 2021 July till 2022 July. So in that year itself, there was like for 4 seasons I experienced it. And to be honest, I always like wanted to experience spring, but then when I went there and be there for a year, like I did enjoy spring, but in the end I miss autumn. So because like that experience was very different for me, that I really kind of miss autumn right now, because the surrounding, the environment itself was so beautiful. Like it's something that you can only like you can't describe in words, but you can only like like they say pictures like describe thousand words. Yes, it's true, but definitely like once you go there and just like be in that situation, that will give a whole new experience. So that is something that I cannot explain in words, and not even like probably the pictures also can't justify the thing. So it's like you should experience if you get this opportunity. And definitely the other reasons, like my I mean not the reasons, like most the favorite part of my stay there was also like traveling around Korea. So as like the pictures as well, like these are some of the places I traveled in Korea itself. Like to be honest, I did like solo travel a lot like around Korea, especially in my second semester. And in my first semester I was traveling a lot with my friends, and thank God that actually the teachers itself in Korea, they prepare like a trip for the students, exchange students, so we get to travel around our state, yeah, the state I lived in, which is called Jeonju. So we were going around Jeollabuk-do, so Jeonju, beside Jeonju, like Iksan and other places. So it was very good experience for us. So like we get to see and like travel and also go with our friends, so definitely we get to make good memories as well, and take lots of pictures, of course. So yeah, that was like the one of the favorite part. And second is definitely studying in a different country itself was thrilling for me, because I really wanted, like it was always my dream to go somewhere like overseas and study. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity for me if I like learn in mobility itself, like how is it to study in overseas. So what I realized is that like every country, when it comes like the studying, like the method or like the way they teach and everything is so different. Like so I would say like in Korea, definitely people say that studying in Korea is hard. Yes, it is hard, but for me I felt it hard in a different way. Like I didn't think it as something as hard, but as a challenge, that's something that I should like improve myself on. So I didn't like, I take it more as something like a good experience for me. So in the end, studying wasn't difficult, but it was more like a happy thing. It's a, like there was time like I was a bit stressful completing our assignment and so on, but still other than that, like we had like good time, because we have like different classmates, like as in like Korean students and overseas students. So we get to meet like people from different countries as well. So yeah, studying in that environment is definitely different to me. So I really liked studying there. So that was one of my favorite part too. So definitely the third reason is because of K-pop. So like as you know, like Korea is famous for K-pop. So I as myself, because there's like lots of cup sleeve events, and personally thanks to my friends, my close friends there, I even get to attend the concert. So the but there was also concert in our university itself. That is like something a good thing if you study in Korea, because the university itself will prepare like they bring artists to the university itself, so you can actually witness like their like their performances and so on, and it's actually for free. So it's like the university pays for the artist to come. So in this case, like this year, there was some like major, like very famous singers as well. And during my time, Stacy came to JVNU, so we saw Stacy's concert. So besides that, Zion T as a hip hop artist, he came. And also, like, there was also Punch. Like, I'm sure, like, if people know Korean songs, they know Punch. So they are one of the people who actually came to the JBNU itself. But if this is like just JBNU, I'm saying for the mobility university I went. But generally in Korea itself, like in Seoul, if you go to like the very famous universities like Kyudae, like Korean University, Seoul National University, or like Hanyang and like that, you will definitely find more artists coming to the country. I mean, to the university itself, like Psy, or like anyone, like you can name it, like even like Treasure or the big groups, they even come to the concert to perform. And because now, right now, the COVID, the restrictions has lifted, so there were like many concerts going on in last year itself. So for me, like personally, I was so happy because I went to my first really concert that I bought tickets and went, which was 17. So I was so thrilled to go to the concert. So because the environment and everything is so different, you can also meet lot of people from different countries as well. So I still have a few people that I met from different countries, and we still keep in touch because of concerts itself. So that's one big thing. And definitely, if you are like, I really like the part that you said, like Japan and so on, they have very much everything there. So me, and definitely I would say that the best, one of the best part is actually learning the language itself, which is like for me it was like learning Korean in classes. So I took like 2 semesters Korean. So I even took the test. It's a topic test, but I only took for topic level 1. I didn't take topic level 2 because it's actually like it gets full very fast because there are so many people applies for topic every semester. Like they have like a few times in a year, so every time it gets full actually. So you have to like compete to take the test actually. And but besides that, the speaking experience is something that I really enjoyed it because I when I was in Malaysia, like I did do like self learning, that I learn language itself, like watching dramas and listening to songs and so on. But that was more like a tacit knowledge. But I also like registered like website, like academic website, so I learned by myself. But that it was a slower process definitely. So I would say that if you're learning a language like Japanese or like French or like Spanish or Korean, it's anything, it's the best thing is you have to go to the native country itself. So the experience you get will be very different because you can talk to the people in the country itself. So that itself will enhance your speaking experience, and it's the language understanding itself improves a lot. But of course you should actually like take the opportunity to speak, even though it doesn't matter if you make mistakes, because I do know that some of my friends who went there, they like didn't really like get to like talk much because they were afraid, they were shy, they think that they will make mistakes. But I think learning a language, it basically is like learning from your mistakes. So like initially for me also it was hard because I was learning from my mistakes. But later on, like suddenly I get the thing that somehow I started to speak very like, somehow I think it was quite fluent, that all my Korean friends like were very happy when they were talking to me, and they really like communicate like throughout the conversation they were speaking in Korean. Very less, we use very less English actually. So I was so happy that I could actually talk to them back in Korean. So that is something that I can't explain in words, but it's something that I could only like experience in Korea. So yeah, and last but not least, like definitely making friends like with Koreans and other countries as well. So for that, I will show you some pictures here in the next slide. So as you can see here, these are like the memories I made with my friends, like traveling and enjoying different seasons, like in winter, summer. So one of the pictures here is like in the last one is like somewhere I went to the biggest theme park in Korea, which is Everland. So I went there and with my friends in summer. So in the middle picture is definitely the picture of us like as a fall semester exchange students orientation. There's Indonesian and Malaysian students. So it was a we were like a very big family actually. So like I still keep in touch with most of them and like we still like talk to each other. And I think for everyone there who went there, the experience was something that we really would cherish forever in our lives. So as you can see below here is like on your right is like my friends, my classmates, and here is my buddy, my Korean buddy. So definitely, if you go to a mobility university, you can make friends with being friends with the buddy itself. Like so, you can register for buddy programs and you can make good memories with the buddy itself. My memories with my friends, and yeah, that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Nitya. Okay, so it was very interesting about that you can actually experience for about this different seasons that was happening in Korea, and you get to actually experience it and see it with your own eyes, and you get to solo travel alone. And look at her, you guys! You can actually go to live concerts at Korea for free instead of you coming to them. They came to you at your university. Isn't that nice? Okay, so okay, thank you, Nithya, for the delightful sharing. So, listening to the adventures that you had in Korea feels like walking on air. So, for students who are interested to ask questions about Nithya's journey, please ask your questions in the YouTube live comment section below. Okay, so we have chosen a few questions from the audience. So, I think we'll start with the first question. So, the first question is from Sapphire. So it's must you choose the course according to your major only, or you could choose other unrelated to your major subjects too?
All right, that's a very good question actually, because it's up to you actually, and also definitely up to the mobility university itself. Because different mobility university provides different courses, like because like this course, like this mobility program that I went, JBNU, like John Book National University, it's like open for all the faculties in UPM. So that is why, like my case, when I went there, I took studies like from international studies actually, because that was mostly the subjects which provided in English. But if you want to take according to your major itself is also fine. You can actually discuss with the lecturers itself. And the thing is, if you want to like transfer credit, definitely you have to check out with the course content and you have to see if it like matches like 70% with the UPM course content. You can transfer credit for it. Or if you feel like it's not enough, like the credits are not enough, then you probably just have to take the course maybe for your knowledge, or you can take any other courses if you want to, as if you're like, if you don't mind and if you're not like transferring credits or something like that, you can even take courses from any major as well. But sometimes like they you will be assigned to certain majors like when you go there. Like my case, because I was from faculty of human ecology, I was assigned to the department of psychology actually. So but I did not take any subjects from psychology because they were all mostly in Korean, so I couldn't take it. But I instead took subjects from international studies because most of that was in English. But I still get to credit transfer because that is like a special thing in my faculty, like where students who go for mobility, we can transfer credits as in the subject called elective, like free elective. So it doesn't matter for me like if I take it in Korea or in university itself, as long it's 3 credits and it's undergraduate program. But you definitely can discuss this more if you want to know more information with your faculty itself for that. So yeah.
All right, so I think we're gonna pick the second question. All right, so moving on to the next question by Peh. Do the funding from UPM also available for short-term outbound mobility, and the amount of funding is based on which criteria?
Actually, because I myself actually went for long term mobility. Like my case, actually, like I went for a year, right? Like 2 semesters, but I only got funding for my first semester. The second semester wasn't, because it was my own decision that I wanted to extend the semester. There, it was like because I went for like 1 semester only, but then I extended. So for my case, like second semester, I did not get funding, but I understand. I think in your meaning, short term outbound mobility could be like 2 weeks 2 weeks or 1 month program. But if that's the case, I am not very sure whether the funding, I guess the funding might be available, but I'm not sure about the amount and so on. Because for that, I think definitely you can refer to the international department itself. But for like long term programs, it's usually around 2,500 to about 10,000, is based on like which country you go. And for the criteria, is just that mainly is the country and which mobility university it is. Yeah, that's all.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna pick the third question. So the third question is by Anis Shuhada. Is it true that when you participate in the mobility program, you need to extend your study for 2 semesters when you go back home?
Not exactly actually, because like in my case, because I went for 2 semesters to Korea, like because I was there for 1 semester, but after most of my friends came back, but actually I took the decision to actually stay there because I wanted to experience a spring, and also like I really didn't want to go back at that time, so I wanted to study more. So in my case, so I actually went there for 2 semesters, but it was not necessary to actually extend for 2 semesters, because I do know some of my friends who went there, they did not actually extend their semester studies, but they actually just like, you can actually take extra credits in your semester itself. So that would be like, maybe for example, if you're assigned to take like 18 credits in this semester, you can talk to your faculty and you can extend like adding more, like maybe 21 or 24. Like if it's approved by the faculty itself, you can do so. So it's not necessary you have to actually extend your studies. But if you're willing to extend, like because you feel it's too hard for you to cope up or something, it's definitely up to you. But if generally, if you go for just for 1 semester to for the mobility program, the maximum probably you have to extend is just another 1 more semester, because whatever you did there, if you can't transfer credit, you just have to like do whatever the leftover subjects in UPM itself. So it's not necessary that you have to actually extend 2 semesters.
All right, thank you, Nitya. So, wait, are you gonna pick the next question or? Okay, I hope you guys can wait for a sec.
Okay, I do see a question
All
here.
right. So the next question is by Ayn Durar. Is it hard to be friends with the local?
Okay, definitely. It's a very good question actually, because for me, I would say it's again based on the country itself. Like when I went to Korea, to be honest, Koreans were really very friendly. Trust me, they were really very friendly. It was like when we expected, we thought that it would be like a bit hard to make friends with them. The only reason that it will be hard for you to make friends is because that how should I say? Because if you like feel like the language barrier itself, that would be the one of the biggest challenge. But I think it's because mostly if you're in university, the students there, they are actually at least have a knowledge, like they have the basic knowledge in speaking English actually. So it's not a problem. Definitely, it's not that hard for you to make friends. It's just that you have to like come out of your comfort zone and make friends at first, because they might be sometimes shy to approach you first, so you should be the one to approach. But sometimes, like that is why in when I went to Korea, like we had the programs like buddy program, we had like joining clubs and so on. So that was one of the good ways to make friends with the locals itself, because there are many students, because students are more like friendly, they are open minded and so on, so you don't have to be worried about that. So definitely when you go to different countries, again, like if you're like as a university student, I think making friends is be not a it's not a difficult thing.
All right, thank you. Okay, is there any questions? Okay. The next question is by Kabilang. Can you explain the academic requirement for applying mobility program, like minimum CGPA?
To be honest, like I don't know exactly is there like any minimum CGPA, but I think it would be better if you have like at least like 3.5, because generally it's like the mobility department itself who actually chooses the student, right? So I think they definitely look up into the academics thing. But as I know, I think it's like around like above 3 or 3.5 is already more than good enough, because if you have like other good qualifications qualifications, like I said, if you're active in sports or you're like in a leadership or like volunteering programs and so on. So that would be like a very good plus point for you to get selected actually.
Okay, so do you have more questions? Do ask if you guys have more questions. Okay, the next question is by Clarence. Any important tips that we should take seriously before going for mobility?
To be honest, like I think like the could be the most important tip is like like definitely like you should ask yourself whether you are willing to go or not at the first place, because if you think that you had like many things to think about, like maybe if you feel like you have like some responsibilities here or so on, or if you're working or something like that, so that is something that will make you to actually uh, consider like to go for mobility. But other than that, like maybe the country itself, but like for my example, like when I went to Korea, I was like happy to go because I do, at least I know that I can understand Korean language. But there are people who like don't even know anything about Korean itself, but they did come there. Initially it was a bit difficult for them, but they took time to settle down and they get to like know about the language a bit here and there, so it wasn't hard for them to accommodate there. So I think the most any important tips is just basically this, like your self preparation, and like other than that, like because other than that, as long you're willing to put some effort in preparing like the documents and approaching your faculty and so on, I think that is more than enough for you to actually go for mobility itself.
Okay, so do you have more questions? All right, so the next question is by Sapphire. Oops, is it possible to join mobility on the last semester?
I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, you can't actually join mobility in your last semester. As I know, you can only join mobility till seventh semester. If you're in your seventh semester, it's possible to go. But if you're in your last semester, I don't think it's possible unless if you're willing to like extend your graduation and something like that. So as I know, like in my faculty, there was a student. She was in a seventh semester doing a FYPB. She came to Korea and she completed the FYPB in Korea actually. So like she was in her last semester. So the only thing she was doing was the research and her electives in Korea. So she was in a seventh semester, and the eighth semester she was doing her internship. So generally that's the thing. Yeah, it's unfortunate that you can't join in your last semester.
All right. Okay. So that is all the questions that we managed to ask Nitya for now. Okay.
Thank you for the
Hopefully,
questions, everyone.
thank you to the audience. So hopefully, our participants on live gain inspiration from Nitya's journey in the mobility program. Okay. Now we will have a short break for about 5 minutes. Refill your snacks and drinks because we will have another presentation by our second speaker after this. In the meantime, please enjoy a short video of our corporate video by MPP UPM. Thank you. All right, welcome back, students, to a virtual mobility sharing through the lens of mobility students. We have already listened to the first panelist about her life as a student in Korea. If her stories put you at the edge of your seat, buckle up because we have another guest coming up next. If you have any questions to ask our second panelist, feel free to shoot your questions in the comment section of this YouTube live. Now, our second panelist is a student of Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness with honors from the Faculty of Agriculture. This panelist also joined the mobility program at Jeonbuk National University, South Korea, during his third semester. Please welcome Ahmad Ridzwan Ghazali. All right, hello Rizwan, how are you feeling tonight?
Hi, I'm feeling good. How about you?
Okay, I'm feeling great. Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Before we begin, may you introduce yourself a bit to our participants?
Wait, let me share my slide first. Okay, are you guys able to see the slide clearly?
Yes.
Okay, okay, continue.
Okay, so can you introduce a bit about yourself?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for MPPUPM for inviting me to this sharing, virtual sharing. So, hello guys, my name is Ahmad Ghazali. What people normally commonly calling me is Wan. So I'm a third year student in Bachelor of Science in Agribusiness with honors from Faculty of Agriculture. And I went to Jeonbuk National University, Jeonju, South Korea, the same university as Nitya, uh, in fall 2021, which is about 2 years back.
All right. So, I think we'll move on to the first question. So, my first question for you is similar to Nitya. How did you learn about mobility programs and what is your inspiration to apply?
So honestly, it's a good question. But what motivates me to apply this is because during that time, as you all know, during the mid year of 2021, we suffer, lockdown, the movement control there at that time, and I want to go outside of Malaysia. I want to free myself. I don't like to be, being put like a small place for such a long time. I didn't like to do that, and I cannot stay in one place like for a long time unless it's I'm working. So yeah, then suddenly one day I was scrolling my faculty telegram group, and then there's a sharing session from Jammu National University. I attend the session, and then next thing I know, I apply for it, and then suddenly I was shortlisted. I applied, I went to the embassy of South Korea to apply for my visa, etc. And then next thing I know, I was in South Korea. So yeah, that's the story behind why I applied for this mobility program.
Okay, that was a really great picture, by the way. Ravishing. So, during your study at Korea, did it meet your expectations?
So expectation. What can I say is, since that time, South Korea didn't have like much restriction such as Malaysia. So yeah, I was able to move freely, even though there's some restriction, like how many people in a group, etc. And honestly, I didn't really know much about South Korea, and I only managed to finish only one K drama, which is titled Life, played by Kim Young. And I remember the cast name, but yeah, it's a funny story. And the only K-pop this song that I listened back then was from Blackpink and Twice, also Your Nation and EXO. So when I went there, I learned many things, and I can say is beyond my expectation. And what people say also, Korean people are very shy, very introverted. But for me, yes, some of them are very introverted person, same like us. But if you meet the right person, you will find a very extrovert person. So yeah, I'm lucky to meet several friendly Korean, and yeah, actually the girl in the yellow shirts is a Korean people. So yeah, I managed to make friends with her, and also from my buddy, which is South Korean people. So yeah, it exceeds my expectation, and I would say like South Korea is a very beautiful country for you to go to.
All right, sounds thrilling. So, as people say, expect the unexpected. So I think that is why it exceeds beyond your expectation. Okay, so now we'll move on to the third question. So now, for students who are on budget during their mobility, do you have any tips on how they can survive?
Oh, that's really a question actually, because money is like a barrier that stop people from going outside, from traveling to other countries. So from me, uh, first and foremost, you must apply. Actually, if you apply under iPutra, International Office, you will get some money allowance. Like for my case, we get about 5,000 ringgit at that time. So uh, it depends, very different based on program, based on the countries that you will go. And not only that, you can apply to Wazan also. I've heard my friends who went to mobility, they apply for Wazan and they managed to get several thousand. So yeah, uh, then before you go, actually it's a tip. Uh, Try to uh, save as much money as possible by working part time, and if you have like assets, liquid assets, the gold, the stocks that you trade in, the savings, because this is the time for you to spend your money. Even though yes, we must set a budget because we don't want to overspend it, but don't be too shy in experiencing something. Like say you want to try local foods, you know. So maybe the price is like 3,001. If you compare it like almost 20 ringgit, if you compare it, you will feel expensive, but you must remember it's a once in a lifetime experience. So you spend it wisely, and you must know where to spend your money. So another tips from my case at Jammu University, we were given 3 meals a day for every weekdays. So uh, first and foremost, you must not be a picky eater, because as a Muslim myself, we cannot eat meat that is not slaughtered in a halal way. So mainly there, I would say I'm a vegan. So the only thing that I can eat is like based on seafood and based on vegetables. Like pajon, because pajon is like pancake, and lempeng here. Fish cake, fish ball. So that's the thing that I can eat. As you can see in the picture, both of the pictures doesn't have any meat on them. So if you are picky eater, yes, you can spend. You can eat and outside at the cafe, because the cafe is, I would like to say, is free for us. Also provided in the scholarship. So yeah, just eat. Don't be a picky eater. So yeah. Sometimes you can self reward yourself by eating at a local halal restaurant. So to eat the meat, because I know, because I would say the spices is different. We as a Malaysian, we tend to put a lot of spices in our food, and like the food in Korea, I would say it's very healthy. It doesn't have like a lot of spices compared to us. So sometimes I miss the spices. So I will go to the local Uzbekistan restaurant. Eating the pilaf rice. It reminds me of Malaysia, because I don't know why. I really miss the spices. Same good story with my Indonesian friend. Because we have this similar culture, right? So sometimes when we were like, I would say, feeling homesick, I would say. So yeah, we just go. to the local Uzbek restaurant. And there are many now. I think like three, four compared to my days. There's like two of the restaurant. So yeah, uh, spend the money wisely and just think about it.
All right, that was a very instructive and educational advice. I wish I could get the experience to go there and taste the food there also. That was definitely a great experience. As Isharuddin mentioned in a comment, he wanted to go too, but he only understands Anyong and Gwenchana only. Well, that is better because I didn't, even though I took Korea, I already forgot what is Gwenchana. Okay, so moving on to the next question. How do you cope living abroad independently during your exchange?
So for first and foremost, I'm like the same situation as the person commented. The only word that I know when I went to Korea is Annyeong, Kamsahamnida, Ne, and Anyo. Only for that. So when I went there, I slowly learned learn a Korean language. So I don't know why, but I can survive there. If you tell me like before I went, I can survive there, I won't believe it because even back here, even oh no, even though I speak Korean with I don't know how I can survive there, and I can speak Korean with local people. I don't know how, but yeah, sometimes the technology helps us because there's like Papago, which is like Google Translate. So I will type in English and just show to the local people what I want to say, and then they will Google Translate it for me. So yeah, thank God for the technology. It kind of wants us. So to answer the question, how do I survive? First and foremost, friends. I would say, yeah. Uh, I went there like most of the people they will invite their friend to join them as well. But for my case, I went there alone. I didn't know anyone until I was there. So yeah, make friends with them. And the pitching name is my roommate. He's from Indonesia. So yeah, when I went there, I'm like a half Malaysian, half Indonesian because I don't know why. When I went back to Malaysia, I can speak Indonesian fluently, even though I went to Korea. So it's very funny. So yeah, friends like give you a touch of home because we face the same story. We are in foreign national being outside of your home country. So friends, you hang out with friends, and thankfully for me, uh, there's a professor there, which is I think the deputy director of international office there. Like every weekend, the office will organize a trip for us. So like as mentioned and Nitya before, we will go like place nearby our states like San, Bunsan, etc. So it's very I would say kill the time for us because during the weekdays we have class and during the night after dinner usually I will binge watching Netflix at that time or video call my friends or my families. So yeah, really takes the time. And one of the most thing, I joined a club, but I joined it very late. It's called Cultural Club JBNU. It was organized by my Vietnamese friend. The picture on my right side, on your right side, if you on the screen. So yeah, I managed to hang out with them, and it's a very interesting experience for me because when I hang out with them, I didn't miss home. I would say like my time is well spent back there. Sometimes if we are bored, we just text my friends or what you do tonight. Let's go out. So just have a random walk at the night because I would say South Korea is very friendly and a safe place for you to walk alone. But yeah, sometimes I like to walk alone. Sometimes I would like to walk with my friends. So just spend the time with your friends because even in the university campus, there's a lot of places you can explore. There's a Gym Park nearby the dormitory, which is just very near, like 5 to 10 minutes walk from the dormitory. So we would just like walk, have a long random conversation between each of us. So yeah, that is how I survive, and I would say make friends with people because you will always hang out with friends. You know, sometimes if I didn't go out, I will just go to my friend's room and then we will watch movies together or we'll like hang out. And then suddenly we're asleep because it's like middle of night and then we just sleep. So yeah, that's how I survived there, I would say.
So, from Rizwan's experience, we do know that friends do give you a touch of home of wherever you are. And absolutely, that was a very great experience. And when you mentioned about Papago, and I believe it helped you a lot because it helped me a lot on my Korea class too. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's move on to the last question for you. So, what is the most fun memories that you have of staying in Korea?
Actually, to be honest, there are a lot of memorable moments for me back there, but uh, due to time constraint, I will just say two things, which is my first ever snow and a K-pop concert. The K-pop concert, I think, is mentioned by Nitya, whereby there's a girl group called Stacy come to our university because during that time it's the convocation ceremony. Like we UPM, we have like Mazmur Sudaya, right, for our convocations ceremony. So like then the culture is that we call local artists because you know Korean is known for their K-pop Hallyu wave. So they will call the local artists at the same time it will boost tourism because I've known some of people they only went to South Korea to watch concert, so it boosts their economy. So back to the topic, one of the most memorable thing is the K-pop concert, and the K-pop concert is free of charge. You know, instead, uh, if like here in Malaysia, I think the cheapest ticket now is like around 200 ringgits, which is I would say not within my budget. So yeah, uh, I managed. I still cannot believe it that I can watch a K-pop idol performing live in front of my eyes. And fun fact, during that time, it's like the early phase of winter. So suddenly at that time, the temperature drops around 0 until -2. So like we are the audience, we are very cool. We were shaking our hands, you know, hug each other, try to heal ourselves up. But I really respect them because they are very professional. Like the girl group Stacy, they're performing using only mini skirt, like and they perform like there's no other thing that surround them. I didn't, I didn't get. They didn't show a sign that they are cold right there. And you know, the performance like give us a hit. And during the concert, I would say like everybody enjoy the concert and they perform like around 20 minutes at that time. And after they finish the performance, some of us thought that for surely they will find a heater, you know, or they will find a sweat. I forgot the name, like the jacket. So they will, you know, some of us thought that, but it doesn't happen. Right after they finish perform, they will greet the fans. So their professionalism really touched me, and yeah, I still cannot believe that I managed to watch a K-pop idol concert for free back there. So like yeah, I mentioned Nitya, if you go to the famous universities such as Korean University, Yonsei, Seoul National, they will invite a big group. Like last semester, my junior went there and they managed to watch Espa. I can't remember is it Espa or Easy for free. Just imagine. But yeah, it depends on the university itself. But I'm very grateful to watch to you know to get a concert even for free. And yeah, for snow because we live in an Asian country, Southeast Asian country, we didn't have snow here, only fake snow. I still remember like the first snow went down. I'm really amazed and I was really mesmerized because it's like a dust. Like so, I was like opening my hand, collecting the snow, like a childish person, but who cares because we don't have snow here in Malaysia, right? So I just enjoy my moment like there. So then we build a snowman, build a snow angel. So yeah, it's really fun for us, for me actually, yeah, because uh, if you told me when I was a little, you will go to South Korea, I will not believe it. Like 10 years, if you time travel back 10 years, and you told my 10 years old me, okay, you will go to South Korea one day, for sure I will not believe it. So yeah, it's like a dream come true, and even though it's been like almost 3 years, 2 to 3 years, that I went to South Korea, it still feels like a dream because it's an unforgettable experience for me. Hanging out, eating nasi lemak, eating skodok at -7 degrees, hanging out with friends, eating ice cream, eating iced coffee, drinking iced coffee at -14. It's such a very cool experience for me, especially. So yeah, especially you know the experience can got it back here. Even in such little things, little details, taking the public transport, talking to the taxi driver. I still remember when I went to my friends to a thrift store, buying our clothes. We take a taxi back to our dormitory from the thrift store. The taxi driver plays a local drama. The drama is famous. Is famous because I asked my friends who watch K drama. I asked her, "Do you know what drama is this?" She said, "No, I didn't know what drama is this." So it's like Malaysia. It's like drama pukul 7 kind of thing, and I didn't know. Me and my friends we were watching together with the taxi driver, like for like 15 minutes journey back there. So we watch a local drama like drama pukul 7 together, and I don't know, but I can understand the drama, the plot, etc. Yeah, it's really fun for me.
All right. So, based on his Rizwan's experience, even though there was only two experience that Rizwan's told us, and I'm pretty sure he inspired all the audiences to like be better and then to pursue their dreams too. Example to Korea. So if you guys want to watch him watching Stacy in Korea before, please ask him for a video. Okay, so thank you so much, Rizwan. Your sharing was mesmerizing and eye opening. I bet the participants have a lot of questions to ask about your journey. So, for students who are interested to ask questions about Rizwan's journey, please ask your questions in a YouTube live comment section below. Okay, so we have gathered some questions from the participants. So, the first question is from Clarence. Okay, Rizwan, what is your biggest challenge during your mobility studies?
Oh, biggest challenge. That's a really good question. I think the challenge is language barrier because, as I mentioned before, I only know four phrases, which is Annyeonghaseyo, Kamsahamnida, Ne, and Anyo. It really boost my survival skills. Thank God, the internet in South Korea is very good. So I just type in the Papago apps if I didn't understand. Because during the class I take basic Korean language back there. We learn, uh, I would say, a really helpful phrase and syllabus. So like the syllabus teach us to converse to local people, and even the song singing, the teacher, they will help us by saying, "Oh, if you want this, say like this. If you want this, say like this." And I still remember a phrase which is molio. Molio is like, "Oh, it's okay." It's like, "Oh, tak apa, tak apa, tak apa," kind of thing. So when I practice that word with my Korean friends, they're really impressed and they say like, "Oh, you are Hanguk Saram. You are Korean people." So I just say, "Oh, we learn it in the syllabus. We learn it in the textbook." So yeah, the biggest challenge is language, but yeah, as long as you have a good internet connection and you have a smartphone, everything now is like uh, the fingertips. You can just type it on English and just show to the people what do you want. They say like you, but yeah, you need to learn some phrases like uh, Juseyo, which is please, Jogyo, like calling people excuse me. So yeah, really helps. So the easiest thing I would say is watch K drama. So like when I went back there, I started. I just started binge watching K drama, and I managed to finish like two or several K dramas. And I use the word that I learned from K drama in real life. So yeah, I think that's the biggest challenge for me with this language.
So, what is your favorite K drama so far?
Oh, because I didn't like rom-com drama. So like the drama that I like, which is life, uh, I didn't remember it, but it was the Running Man cast, which is very tall, the funny one. I didn't remember his name. Ali Kwang So. Okay, I remember his name, Lee Kwang So. And then Chief of Staff, which is a political type of drama. And now I'm watching Sky Castle, which is I would say, they really critique the T20 people, like the higher class people compared to the lower class and middle class. I really like that kind of drama. I didn't like rom-com. Even the drama that I watch is medical kind of drama, like hospital playlist, political thriller, action. And yeah, that's type of drama that I binge watching nowadays.
Okay, very interesting. So let's proceed with the next question from the audience. So the next question is by Sapphire. Are you required to prepare a recommendation letter or prepare an essay or such when applying for mobility?
Okay, so since I applied it like 2 years back, so maybe the information is not as accurate or not as latest as for now. But what I can remember back then when I was still applying, we required to put a recommendation letter. So I managed to get it from my PAs, and I think it's the staff from the office of AHIPA in my faculty. I managed to get two. So yeah, you need to have a good relationship with your PA, especially because they can write your recommendation letter. And essay, I think that's a mini essay, like only one page. I think. I'm sorry if it's wrong. So like in the essay, just manage like self introductory, tell in the essay to tell us, you tell them why do you want to go to South Korea, why do you want to go to mobility. But I cannot remember the essay is for Putra or for the university. I cannot remember, sorry. So yeah, but what I can remember is I need to have a recommendation letter and a mini essay kind of thing.
All right. Okay. So yeah, as you mentioned before, we need to like have a good relationship with our PA, and I'm pretty sure like most of the students they forgot about that part because having a good relationship with your PA, it really helps you a lot without us knowing. Okay, so the next question. Okay, so the next question is by Anissa. How is your class timetable at JBNU, and what time do classes usually starts or ends?
So as for me, I can remember all my classes are in the morning until the afternoon. Like in the evening, I didn't have any class because I only take like 9 credit hours because at JBNU, the Jammu International University, we are required to take at least 6 credit hours and the maximum of 15 credits. But most of us take like 9 to 12 credit hours. Depends on which subject you want to transfer credit to UPM lah. So I only take like three subjects, which is 9 credit. Two is Korean language, which is listen, writing and reading, and another one is like reading contemporary. Reading contemporary is like you learn the history of South Korea from World War II until now, because I like history and I like political kind of thing. I didn't like as I mentioned before, my K drama type is not rom com kind of genre. So during the class it's very enjoying for me, even though it was in English, it was talking about political thing, but I can follow it because it's kind of on my niche area, kind of say. And my class, uh, the maximum class is only 2 hours. So then you may have a subsequent class after that. But I can remember like when Thursday, I think Thursday I only have one class, which is from 10 to 11. So yeah, several days like for Fridays I will have class until 11 or 12. I can't remember. From Monday I will have like one class, two classes, which is in the morning and the afternoon. So yeah, the timetable is not as packed as here in UPM because I only take three subjects back there.
Okay, thank you. So now we're and almost have almost come to an end. So we'll move on to our last question from the audience. So our last question is by Alicia. So her question was: Did you lived in a dorm or did you live at a a rented house there?
So back there, I live at the dorm, and the dorm there is very different compared to here in Malaysia. Like the toilets are like each room they will have like their private toilets. So like here in UPM we must share the toilet, right? So back there wasn't kind of thing. And yeah, the dormitory can fit like two people in one room, and my roommate is Pramana, which is Indonesian people. Uh, yeah, I live in a dorm, and the dorm is comfy enough for me to live there for like 6 months, and yeah, I really enjoy it. But yeah, I was watching the comment like, have you met any career artists? Actually, I think lah. I think I met an artist, which is when I went to JYP building. Actually, I went to JYP building, but accidentally because I went to Olympic Park to to take picture with Squid Game statue. So I was just browsing to Never Maps, which is the Google Maps Korea version. So I was just scrolling and I was saying to my friend, oh, there's a JYP building here. So come, let's go and take pictures. So as I was there, a lot of JYP stuff are coming out. But then there's a figure, I don't know, but I kind of sense like the K K-pop idol kind of sense. I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of feel sense like, oh, he is a idol. And at a glimpse, uh, as I was just searching all the JYP artist idol, I kind of see face. Oh, it's Stray Kids. I can't remember his name. Sorry, but it kind of glimpse like when he saw us taking picture outside, he went back and he went out through the back door because he fears there's a paparazzi out there. But no, actually, it's that's me and my friend taking pictures. So yeah,
All right, that was very interesting. So we have finally reached to the end of sorry. So we have finally reached to the end of our session for the second panelist. So I hope all students gain a handful of knowledge from the Q&A session. So we have reached to the end of this event. Thank you to both panelists for your dedication toward promoting mobility programs to our participants. You are definitely an inspiration to all of us. The organizers, Majlis Perwakilan Pelajar and Buddies Association UPM would also like to congratulate all the participants for staying with us until the end of the event. Before we end the program, I would like to invite everyone in the StreamYard to open your camera as we will have a short photography session. All right. So can someone help us screenshot? Okay. Okay. So one, two, three. Another one. One, two, three. All right. All right, thank you everyone. Okay, so dear participants, please scan the QR code that will be shown on the screen later and fill in the Google form as proof of attendance. So this is the end of our program for today. We hope to see you again in our future events. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and good night.